Welcome back. I'm Brian Hayes. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a custom object to track payments or invoices related to opportunities. So this is something that we've done in our own org, and a lot of small businesses have done as well, where they want to track invoices that they've sent out against closed deals to make sure that that cash is actually coming in, that the checks actually arrive. There's lots of ways to accomplish this outside of Salesforce using QuickBooks or other accounting tools. And if you have a complicated process, then I would recommend considering purchasing a solution that's going to integrate with Salesforce. Salesforce even has their own billing solution that you could use as an alternative. But what I'm going to show you how to build today is great for small businesses with simple operations that just want to track how much money have they received after an opportunity has been closed won. And so the way we're going to do that is we'll create a custom object called a payment. And we'll relate that payment object to the opportunity record with a master detail relationship. The reason why we want to use a master detail relationship is because we really shouldn't have a payment record floating out there that isn't directly related to an opportunity. Because it's a master detail relationship, that lets us do some other things pretty easily with roll-up summary fields, where we can show how much that opportunity was closed for, how much money have we received, and how much is still outstanding, which is great for reports when you're trying to follow up and collect on the deals that you've closed. Now we're going to start making this pretty simple, but you can get advanced with it. You can relate it to all sorts of different records within Salesforce, and then you can layer automation on top of that if you want payment records to be created automatically, if you want documents to be generated from it, or emails to be sent out, that sort of thing. So let's get started though. We've got our opportunity record here. Let's just imagine for a second that we had a related list underneath this that showed you any payments related to this opportunity. This one's for $10,000. And so as we close those payments, we'll want another field here that'll show us how much has been closed and how much is outstanding. So let's go ahead and create that object. Click the gear in the upper right-hand corner. You can click the Setup button, or you can click Edit Object. Either way, we're going to get to the Object Manager in the upper left-hand corner. And then in the upper right, click on Create Custom Object. So let's give this new object a name. I'm going to call this payment. And then it also asks you for the plural label. So that would be payments. You can add a description here if you'd like. Now we just filled out the object name. That's the label at the top, just like opportunity or account or contact. Now what it's asking us is how do we want to handle the name of the individual records? And so we've got two options. It could either be a text value or an auto number. Opportunity records have a text value for their name. You put in the name of the opportunity and you type that in manually. But cases have an auto number. Whenever a new case is created, it's just given a number, and that's how you primarily track it. For something like a payment record, we don't need to be writing in the name every time. So I would recommend choosing an auto number. And then here you can see different formats. So you could have letters in a dash and then have numbers that increment after that, or you can just number it without any prefix. I think it makes sense to use the letter P to stand for payment record to make it a little bit easier to find later. So we'll do P, and then with the curly brackets, I'm going to put in 6 zeros. But this is really up to you how you'd like to structure this. And our starting number will be 1. You could have it start at a much higher number if you wanted, which is useful if you're moving from tracking payments in an external system. Maybe you've gotten up to invoice number 572. Well, then you can start in Salesforce at 573, and you don't have to worry about duplicates in that numbering system. So here in our auto number, we're going to have a P and then 000001 for our first record. And then with each additional record, that'll just increment up to make it pretty easy to find in the future. I do want to allow reports for this object. You could allow activities if you want. I'm not too worried about that. And I'm not going to add tasks, I don't think, to payment records. But if you wanted to, just check that box. I definitely want to check the box to track field history because we'll have statuses related to this payment record. When was something invoiced versus when was it marked as received? And I'd like to know who changed that field value and when, in case there's any discrepancies that we need to look into. And then you could also allow it in chatter groups, which I'm going to skip because I don't expect there to be a lot of conversation and collaboration around these payment records. We can leave everything else default. And then at the very bottom, you can see here it says launch new custom tab wizard after saving the custom object. So when you create a new object within Salesforce, you can either have it have its own tab across the top of the screen or not. So to give you an example, accounts, contacts, opportunities, they all have their own tab. You can navigate directly to those records, where contact roles is an object within Salesforce, but it doesn't have its own tab because it really only makes sense in relationship to an opportunity. So for payment records though, I do recommend that you give them their own tab. That way it's just easier to create list views for them to find those payments that are outstanding, that are overdue, etc. Now click Save. So we've created the object. Because we checked that box at the bottom, it's now going to take us to the setup for the tabs. And what we need to choose here is a tab style. Click the little magnifying glass and you'll see a pop-up. And with a bunch of these old icons here, it doesn't really matter what you choose here, but I'm going to choose the heart because everybody loves getting paid. There we go. And then hit next. On this screen, you can choose which profiles would have access to this tab. And if it is on by default, if it's off by default, or if it is hidden. So tab that's hidden means obviously the profile doesn't have any access to it. If it's on, then it shows up in their screen automatically. And if it's off, they can search for it in the app launcher, but it's not going to show up automatically within a given app. I'm going to leave this to default on for all my profiles and then click next. And now we can choose where we want to include our payments tab, which apps essentially. So I'm going to deselect all of them except for sales. We'll go ahead and include it in sales, and that's it. Then hit save. All right, we've just created our new custom object with a tab. Now let's go to fields and relationships, and you can see we don't have much going on here. We've got the standard created by, last modified by, owner, and then project name, which is an auto number, but we need some additional fields. So what I would recommend here is we definitely want to relate it to an opportunity. We definitely want a currency field for the amount that that payment is for, a date field for either when the payment was made or when it was due. And you might want to have two different date fields here too. If you're really concerned with tracking someone's credit worthiness, you certainly want to know when you invoice them and when they actually paid you. In my case though, we weren't too concerned with that. So we just used the one date field to represent when it was due or when it was paid. And most of the time, we're getting paid up front anyways. So we wouldn't be too concerned with somebody slow paying us or something along those lines. And the last two things we would need is a status field, which could be a pick list, and a short description field, just so we understand what this payment is for. So let's go ahead and create those. Click new in the upper right. Let's start with our master detail relationship. And this will be related to opportunities. So select opportunity. And this calling it opportunity, I think makes sense. No need to change that. We can leave the profile access the same. And we definitely want to add this to the payment layout. And now we can add the related list of payments to opportunities. Since this is a lookup field, we've got the lookup on the payment record, but then we have the related list of payments on the opportunity record. Here you can select what layout we would like this related list to be included on. I'm just going to select all, that's fine, and then hit save. All right, let's keep going. Click new, and let's add a date field. I'm just going to call this date, but this might be due date, it might be invoice date. This depends on your process. For me though, I'm just going to consider it a payment date. So no need to add anything other than date. Standard profile access is fine. Adding it to the layout is fine as well. Let's add another field now. Let's use a text field, and this will be a short description or subject. Essentially, what is this payment for? So I'm going to call it subject, and I'm going to give it the maximum allowed characters, which is 255 characters in a standard text field. Hit next. You can then choose which profiles have access to this. Let's go ahead and add it to our layout and hit save. All right, next field to add will be our status field. So this should be a pick list. Go and click next here, call it status, and we can enter the values. So let's go with new, invoiced, paid, and dropped. For status is pretty simple. The idea being when a new payment is created, it just defaults to the new status. Then once you send that payment out or you send that invoice out, it changes to invoiced. Once you've received your funds, it'll be paid. And then we can also have this other option for dropped if for some reason you're abandoning this potential payment, but you still want to have it in there as a record. We've got this extra option, but hopefully you don't have to drop too many payments too often. Check the box to use that first value as the default value, and then click next. So again, we've got some profile settings here, and we can add it to the page layout. Now that we have our new object created, let's take a look at its page layout, and you can reorder things here to make it a little bit easier to use. You can see that all of the fields just get dumped on the left-hand side. So I'm going to reorder this a bit. I'm going to put date on the right-hand side. Look, looks like we forgot the amount field. That's pretty important. I'll put status over here. Go and hit save in the upper left-hand corner. Let's go back to fields and relationships and add that amount field. So this will be a currency field. Go and hit next there and write in amount. Definitely want 2 decimal places for this one since it's going to be a dollar amount. So we've got 16 characters on the left, and then we've got 2 characters on the right for the decimal places. Hit next, click next again, and hit save. Let's go back to that page layout, make sure that the amount field is where we like it. So I'd put amount on the right-hand side, right below the date and the status. So it's pretty easy to see, what's the subject of this payment, what's the opportunity it's related to, and then on the right-hand side, you can see when is this due or sent, what's the status, what's the amount, and hit save. So we've got our object created, and we could just go and create some new records. But before we do that, I recommend you go to an opportunity and you update the related list. Because when you first create a related list in this way, it's only going to show the name of the related record. It's not giving you any useful information at all. So you need to come into the opportunity object, into page layouts, into a specific layout, and then scroll down to that related list. Here's payments at the bottom, and click the little wrench. So here you can choose what fields show up in that related list. By default, all we have is the payment name. But if you're looking at an opportunity and you want to see the related payments underneath it, the name isn't going to tell you anything useful. So we definitely want to add date, want to add amount, and status. We could probably add subject as well, and then you can reorder these in whatever way you think makes the most sense. So I've got payment name, subject, date, status, and then amount. Click OK and save. Let's come back to our user side of Salesforce and take a look at our new custom object. If you look at the related tab or wherever you have the related lists, there is our new payments object. It's got a little heart as an icon because that's what we set when we created the tab. And now if we create new, we can say payment 1 will be due tomorrow. We can leave it as new. And let's say that was worth $5,000. There we go. And in the related list here, we can see some of these fields. Now we can't see all of them, and that's because this is a simplified related list. So let me show you how to add it and modify this related list so that you can see all of the fields that we care about, because we want to see the currency amount in this related list as well. So to do that, click the gear in the upper right-hand corner and click the Edit Page button. So this is modifying the Lightning Record page. On the left-hand side, you've got a bunch of components you can add to the layout. Search for single, and you'll see that we have either dynamic related list single or related list single. Both are good. Dynamic will let you create filters directly within that related list to only show payments that are outstanding, as an example. But in our case, I would want to see all payments and all statuses related to an opportunity. I don't really want to filter them at all. So I'm going to add related list dash single. Then you can select that related list that was just added and then change it from activity history to payments. And under related list type, go ahead and change that from default to enhanced. With the enhanced type, we can see more fields in this related list area. And I added this related list to the bottom of the page below the tab so that it's always showing. We can always see, what payment records are there related to this opportunity. Then hit save. Now you could actually go a step further and you could add a component visibility filter to this, which would only have this payments list show up when an opportunity was closed won. But for this tutorial, we'll leave it as is. So there's a couple more things we want to do. We've got this payment record that's related to this opportunity. That's all working great, but we don't have any custom fields on the opportunity just yet. And what I'd like to see is what's the amount that's been paid and how much is remaining. And we can do that with 2 different fields. One will be a roll-up summary field. The other will be a formula field that's looking at the amount and our new total payments field. So to create those, click the gear in the upper right, click Edit Object, go to Fields and Relationships, and click New. From here, click on Roll-Up Summary, and let's call this Total Paid. We just want to sum up the total amounts of payments related to this opportunity that have the status of paid. So when you click Next, you can choose what object we want to summarize. Because it's a master detail relationship between the payment and the opportunity, payment shows up. So we'll select payments. We want to calculate a sum. We want to add up different amounts. And the field that we want to aggregate is the amount field. Underneath this, you can choose filter criteria, where we could skip it and just sum up all of the amounts related to payments, which we wouldn't want because they have different statuses. So instead, choose the second option to add a filter. And we only want payments who have a status that is equal to paid, right here. Insert selected. There we go. So this is only going to sum up payment records with a status of paid, and it's going to show it on our opportunity. So click next, next again. Let's add it to the layouts. And let's create one more field. Click new again. And this is going to be a formula field this time. So this can be amount outstanding or amount yet to be paid or invoiced amount or however you want to label it. It's going to output a currency value. 2 decimal places is just fine. And our formula is going to take our amount field. So here we've got our opportunity object and all of the fields on that object. We'll insert amount and we will subtract the amount from our roll-up summary field. So if you scroll down, our new field should be here. All the way towards the bottom, you can see total paid is a field that's available. Click insert and we can subtract total paid from the amount. Let's check syntax on that. Everything's green. Click next, next again, and save. I'm going to go back into our page layout for our opportunity record here and just move these fields over. So total paid, I want to put this right underneath our expected revenue, and amount outstanding, I'm going to put under there as well. Go ahead and save that layout, and then we can come back to our record, click on the details tab here. So when we look at this, we can see our amount is $10,000. Our total paid is $0, and our amount outstanding is still $10,000. Now, the reason why it's not rolling up to the opportunity is because the status is new. It hasn't actually been paid yet. So if we edit that payment record, we can change the status to paid, and you'll see that roll up to our opportunity record. Total paid now is $5K, and the amount outstanding is $5K. And this, of course, is going to work across multiple payment records. We'll just call this payment 2 here. For our date, we can put tomorrow. We'll say this was paid as well, and we'll say they paid us $55. Hit save, and you can see that the calculation here has again been applied. And then at the bottom, we've got our 2 payment records right down here. And if you want to pull up that payments tab, you can see it here as its own object. You can create its own list views and filters as needed, and you can see all of your payment records across all your different opportunities. You don't need to click into an opportunity to see them. They've got their own tab here. And of course, you can report on all of this as well, which is critical if you're trying to track how much money you're owed and when it needs to be paid. So this tutorial gives you the fundamentals of creating a custom object to track payments or invoices within Salesforce against an opportunity record. What I would recommend from this point forward is to do a couple things. One is to look at the security settings and make sure that only the people that should be able to create and edit these records can. The next thing I would do is create some automations. So whenever an opportunity is closed won, that is going to generate the payment records automatically. And you can do that using Flow. The third thing that I would recommend is updating the user interface. I recommended earlier that you could take this related record and have it only display when an opportunity was closed won. And I think that's a good idea because it'll simplify the opportunity page. Nobody needs to worry about payments or invoices until that deal is actually closed. So this functionality can just be invisible until it's actually relevant. But with all things in Salesforce, it starts with the data model, and this is a good, simple data model for you to start tracking payments within Salesforce without expensive third-party add-ons. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you want to learn more about Salesforce, click subscribe or consider taking one of our courses at academy.rotive.io. Thanks for watching.